9 minutes. After everything that's brought me here, it all comes down to this. I can't take my eyes off the steel ball in the test chamber. What it does when the timer runs out could change the world forever. It feels like time has been passing in slow motion in the hour since I started this final make-or-break fuel enrichment experiment. And believe me, with how slowly the hours seem to pass up here at the best of times, that's saying a lot. Life on a space station, even the Beacon, isn't nearly as glamorous as I'd imagined as a kid. Back when I was telling my high school career advisor that I'd do whatever it took to make it here one day, I wasn't factoring in any of the downsides. Don't get me wrong, I know how lucky I am to be here. The last 2 months have just taught me that I'm really not built for solitude. I guess the biggest difference between 15-year-old Ray and 35-year-old Ray is that he had a family he couldn't wait to get away from, and I have one I can't wait to get back to. The one thing that keeps me sane is knowing that I'll be back home with Eva and Joe once my placement ends in a few days, no matter what happens with this experiment. But from the moment the placement started, I've been working my ass off to make every second up here count. Opportunities like this don't come around twice. Not even my unbridled high school optimism led me believe I'd ever have a chance to do something as important as the work I'm doing right now. Because if the reaction in my test chamber plays out like I know it should, we're going to be looking at the biggest scientific breakthrough of the decade, at least. Very few people know what I'm doing, even among my colleagues on the station. Calling them colleagues is kind of a stretch in itself, since I'm an outsider in their eyes, technically designated as a visiting researcher on placement from my university. Pretty much everyone else on the Beacon works directly for Zolacor, the company that built it. My understanding is that legal credit and future proceeds from my work here will be split 3 ways, like it would often be split between a researcher and their employer on the ground. Zolacor stepped up with an offer of unimpeded lab access when my research proposal was officially deemed too dangerous for Earth, so I don't begrudge them for taking a cut. But about the danger. Okay, I'll admit it, a slight oversight on my part could, in theory, create the most powerful explosion in human history. Granted, I'm working with a recently discovered mineral at temperatures no one else has ever tested it, and I'm introducing it to Biozol, a next-gen biofuel whose value lies in its sheer combustibility. No argument on that one.